Welcome to the Comics News Wire, where we get our news from the comics newsroom found at comicbookadvocates.com. This show is anchored by Mr. Anderson, who is the unboxable, advocating creator known as the Indie Comics Devil, who will tempt you with his devilish tales of fetish, monsters, and more. Join him and his co-anchors as they give you the comics news coming off the wire. This show is brought to you in association with comicbookadvocates.com is the global digital Comic-Con, but it's more than that, and you can be more too. Be more than just a fan. Become an advocate for comics like comicbookadvocates.com is for their creators, for their crowdfunding, for the very books they're creating, because we love comics.
At Geek Insider, we foster relationships with those in the geek sphere so we can give our audience the insider view of entertainment, tech, and more.
Warning and disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this live feed are those of the guests, speakers, and/or hosts, and do not necessarily reflect the beliefs, official policies, ethics, or positions of the content providers, advertisers, additional hosts, and/or guests, hosting sites, groups, or entities attached to this programming. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, and welcome to it. I'm here with my co-host. He's going to introduce himself. And we're going to get into the news.
Hi, I'm C. Michael Landing from Louisiana, where voodoo dolls are always in fashion. I'm a freelance artist and current scribbler for Silverline Comics.
And we're going to be getting into the news today, and we're going to be talking about all the great things happening around in comics and turning the pages in comics. So we got here. We're in October. I got my Halloween shirt. Are you a fan?
Hey.
I've got your back, and considering the back injury, I think it's funny.
Hey, there you go.
It's Casual Fridays, so we all hang out on Fridays and we talk comics. So let me ask you, are you a fan of Halloween?
I sure am, yeah. This whole time of year altogether, really, I'm a fan of fall. We always have things planned, every year we always watch Nightmare Before Christmas at least twice a year, once in October and once in December. So, yeah, my house is already decorated and Halloween stuff, it's ready to go.
There we go. So we're going to get into the news right now. We're going to first start off over with our Kickstarters that are about to end and Indiegogos. We had some great news. You guys are going to hear a lot of different projects have begun to see funding happen. So we're very excited about that. Here we go with what's going on. Lita, Hell Have No Fury. That's got no narrative, so we're going to skip that. But we encourage you guys to check it out as it ends tomorrow at 5:47, as well as Bonsai Girl, spectacular 2-issue comic book series that ends as well tomorrow at 5:47. And then we have comic book creator Silverline, and I know you know a little bit about this.
I do. It was Trump's has been described as the pinochle game of the universe. It's I think it's the club suit comes in charge after the deck has been shuffled and everybody else is trying to scramble to get back on top. And then, of course, you have Cat and Mouse right there, which is our longest running one so far. It's on our 3rd issue, but you can also pick up issues 1 and 2 with some of the rewards. It's only got we've reached our goal. We're funded, but we have a couple stretch goals we'd like to unlock. We have about 30 hours left on that Kickstarter, so it'd be great if you get over there and fund it.
Well, why don't we look at this video and check it out?
Awesome.
All right, so I'm gonna try to get you guys a bigger view of this. Let's see if that helps. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's get it framed up and rolling over to you.
Hi, I'm Roland Mann, and I run Silverline Comics, the genre-spanning independent comic and graphic novel publisher. And I'm here to tell you about our latest crowdfunder. It's another double feature or twofer. That means we've got 2 cool stories in 1 cool campaign. Come on, let me tell you about them.
The first one up is Trumps. Trumps is a science fiction story with a little superheroics tossed in for good measure. 4 kingdoms inhabit the world of Trumps: clubs, diamonds, spades, and hearts. Seasons in this world are measured in hands, and each new hand comes with a selection of a new kingdom of power, or trumps. For now, clubs are trumps, and they are waging war against the diamonds, the only other kingdom seemingly with any power. The hearts and spades seem to be sitting this one out, but are they really? Which kingdom will hold the seat of power and become the new trumps? Trumps is written by Roland Mann, the writer of such comics as Cat and Mouse, Miss Fury, Cray, Battletech, and others. The first half is penciled by Anthony Pereira, and the second half is penciled by Thomas Hedgeland, a rookie to comics who studied at the Kubert School. Thomas is going to be making waves in the industry in the future. You just watch. It's inked by longtime industry veteran Thomas Floramonte. Thomas has inked for a wide variety of companies, including Marvel, DC, and Malibu. Sid Vinblue is providing the colors. Sid is from Chile and is a recent Kubert School graduate. She's really knocked it out of the park with the colors. You're really going to like this. It's 48 pages, and it's done. The second one is Cat and Mouse. Cat and Mouse gives us a third installment of our 4-issue miniseries. And now that Brett has located Bobby, the runaway kid sister of his ex-fiancée, he's got to convince her to leave with him and return home. But Bobby is not anxious to return to an abusive foster father and refuses to go home, electing instead to stay with Widowmaker. But in this issue, she learns some of Widowmaker's dark secrets about human trafficking. Cat and Mouse is also written by Roland Mann. Alex Gallimore, a recent Kubert School graduate, is the penciler. Alex is doing a bang-up job. You're going to love it. Alex is inked by industry veteran Barb Kalberg. Barb has worked for just about every comic company you can think of, including Marvel and DC. Barb is also the creator of the Silverline title, Divinity. Kevin Gallagher returns as our Colonel of Color and lays down some nice shades. Kevin has extensive Hollywood experience and brings that to Cat and Mouse. Cat and Mouse is 22 pages and is completely finished.
Don't those sound cool? Yeah, I think so too. The other cool news is that both of these projects are mostly complete. Cat and Mouse has just a few pages left to letter, and Trumps has just a few pages left to color. But they'll probably be finished by the time you finish watching this video. But this is where we need you. We need you to help us get the funds to print them and ship them to you. But even if you can't back it, you can share it. That's still incredibly helpful to us, so we appreciate that. And if you're familiar with Silverline crowdfunders, just ask around. We funded and shipped 7 crowdfunders before this one. All of them shipped on time. That's pretty important these days. But this is our 8th one, and we intend to do exactly the same. Well, thank you for your time, and remember, make mine Silverline.
All right. You have anything to add to that?
I think that one thing you can take away from that is the fact that the books are done. And that's an awesome thing to be ahead of the curve like that. So
it's always important. We're going to get into the news now. This is all brought to us by Comic Book Advocates, Geek Insider, and Indie Volt. That brings us the Mainstream Market Watch. They are the ones behind us doing that. So you guys can click on the sides of our pages to go to the respective sites. Make sure you subscribe to all of them. And if you have an email, please send us an email. Remember, you can go directly to comicbookadvocates.com, and that takes you straight to our newsroom. And our newsroom itself, actually, so you guys are aware, has all different days broken into different areas. And do you want to read your information here? I got to change the augmentation, but
okay. Not far from the swamps of the Rougarou, steeped in Louisiana lore, C. Michael Lanning was born in the land of Baton Rouge. Over the next 40 years, he would search these mythical marshlands as a ghost hunter, a dweller among witches, and even for a short time as a Pentecostal preacher. Not the one with snakes, though. He hates those. Now, having thoroughly searched his soul, joined by his wife and 4 children, he is ready to claim his place as a freelance artist, a penciler for Silverline Comics, and an eternal advocate for comics everywhere.
And if you guys don't get what we're getting at, Michael has graciously accepted a position to be the permanent co-anchor on Fridays. And who knows, one day maybe this will be his day, and I'll be out doing other things, and he'll have his own co-anchor.
Oh, no.
And in our newsroom, we have tons of news for you guys this weekend and what's going on. But we also encourage you to check out our newsroom for this reason. The fact that we give you every day broken down, plus the headlines from every day, and all the videos that play during the day. So if there was a video from Indie Volt, Geek Insider, or if someone just tells us, hey, I did a video, we're going to be adding it to here to give you guys also a view within the week. So make sure you're subscribing and bookmark this page, and you can see the top stories. And today, me and Michael will pick today's top story. And what was the headline? Right here for Geek Insider. All right, so let's start getting into those headlines.
All right.
What's going on? First off, Indie News is brought to you by Comic Book Advocates Network, found on Facebook. And in that, you'll find this. So here we go, Michael. We were brought this, and my sister posted it for me. So should we allow in-demand projects to be part of backer pause? We had some creators comment that they think it's unfair to promote campaigns that haven't fulfilled and worse are late but still making money. So should we decide to discontinue having in-demand on backer pause? What do you think, Michael?
I was looking at that, and I can understand when the campaign's not fulfilled, but do you want to kind of throw the baby out with the bathwater on that? Because you do have people who are they're still getting it ready. It's still going, and people still want it even after the campaign is finished. I know there's been some campaigns that I haven't been able to get around to that I'm glad to see that were in demand, and I'm glad to know about it because of things like Comic News Wire. So I'd have to say I would allow it so far, unless something really against one of those campaigns really comes up negatively.
I do think that because for me, I don't care either way in this regard, because I was doing it just to do it. Because like you, I think it's a good idea, but I can see the point of the consumer. Well, hey, you're letting this guy who hasn't delivered on his book in 6 months now continue to try to sell more. Is this book ever going to come out? When does it come to that level? Right. If we decide to continue to do this as a group, what I will do is start to monitor. If someone does get to the point where they're like 6 months overdue, and they're just not getting the book out, and it's not a graphic novel, and it's like a 22-page comic, we might make decisions behind the scenes. That's what it'll come down to. But right now, it's your choice entirely whether or not we keep doing it. I've used the feature. I think it's a pretty good thing. It reminded me to actually talk about my campaigns. So I really think we should keep the in-demand, but I'm okay with either decision that you guys want, because it's always your decision. You guys are what makes us so great as a site and as a news program. So we always let you guys tell us what we should do next. So this was pretty big news.
Oh, yes. Mosaic signs Scout Comics to manage film and TV expansion. That's awesome. I was reading that yesterday. It's fantastic to look how Scout is just growing, especially with their Scoot titles and their I think they have one coming out with the standalone comics where it's a single issue one shot, and it's good to see such a small. I remember when Scout wasn't as big as it is now, and to continue seeing it grow as one of the, I think it's like one of the 10 top comic book companies. So it's great to see this expansion go, especially for books like Cat Dad and Supermom, with just got signed on to Scoot. That is awesome to see those opportunities coming up.
Yeah, and this is going to have all the Scout imprints, which include. I was hoping they actually listed it, because I know there's Black Pyramid is going to be one of them, because I know that because Shepard's going there, and this is a pretty big deal. These guys are known to get things done in Hollywood, so congratulations. That's a great opportunity for not just everyone in Scout, but this is again comic books getting shined light on in a positive way. Super excited about that.
That's awesome.
We want to congratulate House of Bob. That's Daphne Lage's amazing book. And congrats to Daphne Lage for getting jiggy with it on Kickstarter and getting that win. And check this out. This was kind of cool.
Oh, right. I believe it's a Street Sharks. The spectacular modeling work of Dark Shark by Beast Commandos, done by my good friend, Victor Garcia Sinskyle. I probably didn't say that name right. And that's really awesome. If you get to watch that video, just watching him put that together. I remember the Street Sharks, and that was kind of the time where the Ninja Turtles were big, and you had everyone coming together with Cows of Moon Mesa and things like that.
Well, this is actually for Beast Commandos. So They took a little bit of a page from the '90s to make this book, so there's some similarities, but they are definitely different characters, and this is something cool. So we wanted to bring it to your attention. This was kind of badass, and he goes on to say, "Thanks so much, Rob. Preparing for the next crowdfunding for Beast Commandos Volume 2, and I want to put this figure in as a reward. How cool will that be to see that as a figure?"
Oh, yes.
And we want to congratulate John Celestri for being a one-man animating band and defeating the dreaded funding goal there on Indiegogo. Congratulations. I know you kept on it. And we also have more good news.
This one right here. I was waiting for this one. I was almost biting my nails waiting for this one to be funded. Russ Leach taught us that only death can save us on Indiegogo as he defeated the Indiegogo funding goal monster. And if you haven't checked out Only Death Can Save Us, it looks awesome. The artwork is fantastic. It's definitely a callback to some of the older comics in the 80s and the 90s. And I can't wait to get my copy.
And you got to check out the fact that there's stretch goals, and we're going to be talking about those soon. But before you do that, make your voice heard and vote for Guano Guy today. By vote, I mean by support about Guano Guy. There's something wrong with Guano Guy. He thinks he's running for president. His creator, Mark Darden, told Guano Guy, we have to take this campaign seriously. We're in the middle of it. We want to make sure we get funded. And all Guano Guy heard was campaign while he was watching a debate.
No.
He's like, I'm part of the presidential campaign. And no matter what Mark tells him, Guano Guy is now convinced that if he gets this funded, he will be your president.
Oh.
So back to projects that's funny. Don't worry, he's really not going to be president. I promise. There's no way. We've got other people who are well.
Well, we said
Guano Guy's not the bad choice, actually, Michael. Maybe Guano Guy.
Hey, we could see anybody could be president. That's for sure.
And do you want to play this out with me? Who do you want to be? You want to be Guano Guy, or do you want to be Mark? And
I'll take Guano Guy.
All right, you do Guano Guy, and I'll do Mark.
All right. I need your support for my presidential campaign.
It's just a Kickstarter campaign, Guano Guy.
Just a campaign to kickstart my bid for the presidency.
No.
Elect me, and I'll bring this country fun and happiness.
Okay. The last part is true. Guano Guy does bring fun and happiness, but you're not up for president.
Give $1 today to help this campaign for the presidency.
No. And that you can get that. And me and Mike will be doing radio dramas in the near future.
They bring back the shadow. For
the right price, you can hire us both, and we'll do your comic as a radio program. So you're up.
Okay, a 6-page preview of Haunting #1 that we're very proud of. Haunting #1 and 2 are live on Kickstarter. And link in the comments. And I would encourage you to get over to Comics Newswire and check that preview out. It was very awesome. It makes me definitely want to see what's going to happen next.
Yeah, definitely congratulate Phil for Kickstarter. He's been working on this for a good while. We made sure to get you right here. It's in the comment section, so you don't have anywhere to go. All Dan wants to be is to be left alone. Too bad. Wherever he goes, the dead rise. So that's definitely something cool. And this is from our boy, Russ Leach, showing nothing but gratitude towards everyone. Thank you. We are funded. Just a short note to say a massive thank you for all who have supported and backed this project. We made our target and then some last night, and hearing this in mind, we felt that it was worth extending the project to give us as much of a chance as possible to attain extra funding, of course. And I only read this through the news after I removed it, so I have to go back and put it back in. Because not only was he successful with the goal, but instead of instantly going in demand, he's extended the campaign for 30 more days.
All right. See, that gives a better chance for more people to discover it and love it. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So he says, I'll be updating the campaign later today and sharing stretch goals. Once again, thank you. That you are the lifeblood of this project, Russ. And Russ is a great guy, and we're going to be talking more about his stretch goals in just a second. But first, let's take a break for the Oswald Chronicles.
The Oswald Chronicles is back on Indiegogo with Fallen Gods, where we see Oswald battle crazed gods and evil sorcerers. In this adventure, Oswald has to help recover the sun.
Marv says, so many great comics and we can't support everyone. That is hard, but you can always give someone $1 on Kickstarter. On Kickstarter, that $1 means a lot. Look, I'm a creator, so I'm poor. You know that. So I give as many dollars as I can because when I give someone $1, it sends out a message of support. If I can't give $1 because things are really tough, I make sure to hit that share button and put it both on my Twitter and my Facebook when Facebook is telling me I'm not sharing too much. Because heaven forbid you share something.
No.
And we do our best. That's right.
Totally.
And Marvy is awesome. Thank you for tuning in today. And we're going to move on. This is time to get spooky tonight. Ring in day 1 of Halloween month on a hell of a show tonight. He is going to have Demon Nation's going to have, I'm proudly official to roll the first day of Halloween month with special guest star David Fraught and Mel Heflin.
Heflin.
There we go. We will be discussing everything from art, comics, streams, and movies. Please like and follow and share. And, of course, he's our co-anchor for the Monday show. So I'm sure he'll bring some stories to Monday. We got some exciting news about something.
All right, here we go, people. The Younglings book number 1, Limitless COMiX, brings you the awesome teen action indie comic. Kickstarter's October 23rd. Cover art Meta Comics, Alma But Hakem, book artist Wazif Bakhitir, cover markup Jerry Jones, created by Anthony Moore. Get ready to pledge. And I like that cover right there. It just has so much energy to it. It pulls you into wanting to know more about it.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's interesting. And it looks like there's a multiplying guy and a guy who's on fire. So like instantly it takes you in there. And speaking of fire, Jerry gives us this animation from some scenes from The Elements. Let me see. So, and this is a pretty good video, and you can see. I thought it was the White House at first, but it's actually an orphanage.
Yeah, I can see that.
Quick, short little video, but great way to promote. And you can find him on Facebook, on Instagram today. Oh, some news from Scout. Speaking of Scout.
Oh, well, a new comic book day is tomorrow. 2 new trades and second prints of Val Dracul 1 and 2. If you missed any of these series the first time around, now is your chance to snag them again. And then there's other ones here like Shiver Bureau and Tinkers of the Wasteland. That sounds interesting in front there.
Yeah. Like we know, Scout's tearing it down, man. They're burning it up. And here comes some more from Scout. This is Stake Presents Jessame #1 Kickstarter launch, a spinoff of the very popular Stake thing. And that's, of course, from David Byrne, who's doing big things in Scout as well. And we have some news from our good friend Henri.
All right. Today, I'll be making some big announcements that will change the course of mountains and rivers. Conventions may be on hiatus, but I am back in action and ready to hook new readers to Yi, Sun Shin, and Marks, as well as chat and connect with our long-established fan base. And just for kicks, get it? I will be sharing some of the outstanding independent comics that I've been reading. Every episode, limited to 1 buyer, I will throw one of these outstanding, hard-to-find indie comics from my own collection into your order for free. The goal, of course, is to help spread the word of other comics and get you engaged and connected with other creators who are out there doing it like me. I will also have collectible comics from my dealer outfit, 100 Killer Collectibles, on display as well. This is a shopping show unlike any you have seen before, and the best part is that you are not obligated to buy if you watch the show. You can sit back, watch, and engage. This is a show that is bringing the experience of Comic-Con right to your screen. Become a part of this new and exciting frontier that will take the book that cannot be defeated in battle to a whole new level. Join the fight. Onward to victory. And that's Kicking It with Henri today at 12 p.m. Central.
Definitely some exciting news. We could use a bit of a shakeup in a good way. So I know that I'll either be tuning in live or at least checking it out on replay, see what's new with it. And he went on to say, tagging all my friends who will no doubt find interest in what I'm up to. If you if you can't watch live, don't worry. You can always save for later and please share it. I need all the help I can get to, so spread the word. Thank you so much. And here we go. Stretch goals.
All right.
You got them.
There we go. Stretch goals for Death Could Save Us. Funded at 5,000. Stretch goal number, I think it's 5,000 pounds, right?
Yeah, 5,000 pounds.
Stretch goal number 1, Pestilence. First character in an exclusive 4 postcard set. At 5,750 pounds, stretch goal number 2, War, the second character, at 6,500, stretch goal number 3, Famine, the third character in the exclusive 4 postcard set. And finally, at 7,250 pounds, the moneymaker here, Death, final character in the exclusive 4 postcard set. At 9,000, you get a great embroidered patch with exclusive art by 6 AM COMiX. At an 11,000 stretch goal number 6, you have an A4 art print, inked A4D and the key by Rush Leach. And at 15,000 pounds, stretch goal number 7, Spot UV on the cover. And at 20,000 pounds, stretch goal number 8, 5-page backup story, a brand new backup story written by Rick Hoskin with art by Russ Leach. Russ Leach stretch goals are live. You need to check those out, man. I hope we could get to that 20,000 pound stretch goal. That'd be awesome to see that backup story.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're just going to take a quick moment to take a look at Hybrids. So Hybrids is on Kickstarter, and you're going to see it in a few minutes. It's also still on Indiegogo. So here's the commercial for Hybrids.
New from Terraform Comics, Hybrids, The Sons of Gods, Volume 1, Trash Day. When everyday people develop godlike abilities, it is up to a small band of heroes to expose an evil superhuman trafficking ring. This 128-page volume merges history with fiction in an exciting, fast-paced adventure. Get your copy now.
Ooh.
Yeah, make sure that you guys are paying attention to that. Oops, sorry. I clicked on the wrong tab when we came back. Good news, speaking of crowdfunding. Congrats to John De Osro. I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah. Arrows, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. And his team for the high-flying and sparking win on Kickstarter. So pretty good stuff there. And this is Luke Stone, by the way. And he gives you a sneak peek at the upcoming issue. This will be after Volume 1, so you're going to have to get Volume 1 to understand what's going on here. This is something interesting. I thought, do you want me to read this, or do you want to read this?
I could give it a try. I can't do it in the Denzel Washington voice, but I'll give it definitely.
No one can do it in Denzel voice except for Denzel. Go ahead, go for it.
Facts. No matter how long it took you to finish a degree, it's a degree. If it took you 10 failed relationships to find love, you found it. A house bought at the age of 65 is still an accomplishment. Don't let people bully you with their timeline of success. And that's not, I can't tell you how many times I felt like I'm on that timeline that if I don't make it by this point in time and I'm at a certain age, then I have failed. But it's good to know because constantly, now that we see all these indie comics and all this funding going on, that there's never too late to continue to achieve your dream and your goals.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know why I'm getting such gruff. There is a story that we are trying to cover right now for you guys, and for some reason it's not updating, so I might have to just do it manually. So you guys know that we were trying a new show on Friday. Here we go. Finally updated. So this is just breaking today. Have you ever seen Weekended, guys? You know, we were trying to do that show where we're talking about things. The problem is it's Friday night.
Right.
People are tired on Friday night. We weren't getting the right vibe for it. People weren't showing up. It was one of those things where the excitement was missing. So what we were doing was also, ironically, doing almost Weekended on Sunday Comics Brunch at 11 a.m. Eastern. So we decided, why not combine the two shows? So while I know the date is wrong, this is just a prototype, so we could show it off today. Weekended is now part of the Sunday Comics Brunch. I thought it was a cool 11 a.m. on Sundays. It's like Meet the Press. That's what someone had said it when they were watching our show. They were like, it's like Meet the Press for comic books.
Hey.
Yeah, it kind of is. I was like, I like the Sunday Comics Brunch. And now it's Weekended is part of it, where we'll talk about the week that we just went through in comics. So stay tuned for that. Some great stuff coming. Meredith is going to be the co-host on that show. Ooh, my camera's off. Well, Meredith is going to be the co-host on that show, and we're even trying to work it out so when we're at shows, when cons do come back and we're back out on the show, Meredith will run it from home, and I'll tune in from my table and in between.
Oh, all right. I like that on-site correspondence. That's great.
Well, the future of this, everyone always asks me, what do I think the future is online cons? And I've always said, no, it's going to be a hybrid. It's going to be being able to check in with people at shows, keep the excitement going, and establishing your success. And like you said about this, everyone's success is going to be different. Don't be jealous of other people succeeding. Be happy that they're succeeding, because it means the industry is still accepting. Like journalism, there was a time when people were trying to hurt each other for journalism. Now look where journalism is now. It's in a bad state. So never try to tear something down that you want to be part of. Always.
You want to build up on a foundation. If you tear that foundation down, you have nothing to stand on. It's sinking sand. So
absolutely. And make sure that you are helping your fellow creators by supporting them on Indiegogo or Kickstarter today. And our mainstream market watch is brought to us by IndieVolt, where you can download their Roku or Google Play apps and be part of the IndieVolt madness. And make sure you recharge your fandom by subscribing to that page. And here we go, some news in a flash, and I'll make this a little bigger at this point. Twitter feeds are usually a little smaller. There we go.
All right. The Flash, Jay Garrick actor John Wesley Shipp confirms season 7 return. It's always great to see him come back. So I remember the old Flash show. I used to watch it all the time, every time it came on. And so it's good to see him. And I like the fact that we haven't forgotten our roots, that they continue to show everybody, every part of the fandom, and try to respect it.
And it's the multiverse is a weird thing right now and what's going on over there. So I want them to explore that. And I think this is a great way for them to explore because, and I had said it, I don't remember what show it was, but my theory is that the Flash we see right now is not the Flash that we're used to. This is a different alternate Flash. We will see, though. The Mandalorian's new poster for its season 2 premiere has been revealed. And look, there he is, the star of the show. I don't know why they call it Mandalorian. It should really just be
Baby Yoda
or baby and a Mandalorian. A Mandalorian and a baby. There we go. That's really what this should be called. I can't wait. We're just counting down now. It starts on Devil's Night, which is 28 days away. Do you think Disney will give us 2 episodes like they did last time?
They might. Although they've already hooked us, so they might go ahead and try to prolong it out for us, try to give us an extra week at the end there. So
I'm nervous about the schedule. Because I remember last time at the schedule, the way that they did it, they gave you 2 like almost right away. And that was like 3 days. And it was like 4 days. And then it was like 5. And then it was 7. For all the rest, it was 7. It was like, no. Don't you
That's it. They hooked you in there. So we've been waiting this long for another one. So
yeah, and my brain is now stream only. All right, so we got some news from an actress.
The Boy star Erin Moriarty says the show breaks the mold for female superheroes. Empowerment doesn't equal flawless. I like that. That absolutely. That's what we need to see. We need to see Mary Sue's. We need to have characters that have flaws, that learn from their mistakes and continue on to actually grow.
Absolutely. And I love to see the fact that you're getting these female characters and the actresses who kind of get the industry and are really falling in love with it. So I'm always excited about that. And I'm excited to hear that the Justice League has a massive battle between Atlantis and Parademons. And that got cut originally, but it might make the Snyder cut, which is going to be, I don't know. It keeps going back and forth, whether it's going to be a mini series or it's going to be a 2-part movie on HBO Max, because now they're reshooting. We're going to see. It's going to be epic. It's going to be, I mark it on the calendar. I think this is going to be epic.
As long as the story's good and they bring it, yeah, absolutely. We'll sit through a miniseries, no problem.
Yeah.
Just like Batman, yeah, think so.
Thank you, please. Some exciting news if you're a Spider-Man fan.
Ooh, Spider-Verse movie. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield returning for multiverse story. Oh, that sounds. Look, I'm a Andrew Garfield. I like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. I think it's great that again we're not forgetting where we come from on this. So it'd be good to see him as return as Spider-Man.
I just want to see Toby work again, so I'm all for this.
Hey, there you go. That's a positive spin on it.
Spider-Man actor Henry Cavill. I always say it's Cavill. I always say.
I think it's Cavill. I don't know.
Yeah. Explains the importance of the Zack Snyder's Justice League. After years of speculation and a fan campaign, we're getting exactly. And it's ironic. All the actors who worked on it really support him, and it really come out for him. And they, and he had tragically lost his son. It was a very bad time in his life, and I think he walked away instead of fighting for it because he wasn't in the right space.
Right.
I think that when he gets right back into that right headspace, we're going to see exactly why these actors, because you never hear actors defending people once the guy's fired.
Right.
They defended him even after he was fired, so that tells you something.
And that goes to show that he's a good boss and he listens to him. So that always, when you have a collaboration like that where everybody's able to put in, it usually comes out with a better product at the end.
Absolutely. And I'll read this one just because you got the last one on this. I don't want it to feel one-sided. The BBC News, Miss Marvel on TV, a bold move for Marvel to diversify their characters. And yes, I mean, this goes into some of the things, the toxic fandom that sometimes is shown to female actresses. And this is a great article, actually. And a lot of articles are going to have a spin, and someone's always going to have a problem with it. But I do think this is an important conversation. I have a niece. I'm a father. I'm trying to raise my son to be a feminist, and not the feminist that everyone gets excited and nervous about. No, feminists really just want equality. There's not supposed to be one is better than the other. We treat each other as equals. We look at each other as equals. And I'm trying to raise him to be right. So stories like this, I think, are important. This character, while not one that actually appeals to me, I think has an important place in comic books.
What's interesting is I've actually read the first Miss Marvel, and it kind of caught that first Spider-Man feel. She's a very interesting character. I first saw her on Champions, so I'm excited for this. I'm excited to see this.
Yeah, I think she's the only one who really left Champions and did something.
I mean, so you still have Miles Morales.
Yeah, didn't start in Champions.
Oh, right.
Miles started in a different way entirely. He was added. Actually, he was put in to make Champions seem relevant.
Right. Okay.
From that, we got Miss Marvel. The rest, I'm sure, are around and will be used and pop up every so often. But it was a great concept, trying to get younger readers. This is definitely a book that was able to excite younger readers. Squirrel Girl is just nowhere to be seen, and that Dino, the girl in the Dino, that disappeared.
I can't remember what her name is, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I have a friend who actually does a similar book, and I remember I was like, "Are you nervous about that?" He's like, "I don't know how to feel about it." As long as I'm not getting sued.
You have Betamax and you have VHS. Sometimes one wins out on the other, so just have to hang in there.
So do you have a Morgan Freeman voice?
Oh goodness. Scooby-Doo and guess who welcomes Morgan? Nope, not really. Scooby-Doo and guess who welcomes Morgan Freeman to a haunt in New Clip?
I remember when I was locked up with Scooby-Doo, the things we had to do to survive. I can't wait for this. There was a time I used to be one of those when I was younger. I was like, no, you can't mix the streams. Never cross the streams. What are you doing? And now I think some of these things they're just cool. They're amazing. I really like the Teenage Ninja Turtles and Batman.
Right.
I didn't think that would go well. And then I watched the cartoon. I read some of the comics. They actually nailed it. Still against the Elmer Fudd Batman. I still think that was poor taste, but it was funny. At least they did it in a way that was meant to be ha-ha.
I'll say this. Some of the covers for all those crossovers were pretty good though. I'm not an all cover person, but I bought a couple of those though because I love both brands. Yeah,
there was no losers in that in my mind. Okay, so here we go. Hugh Jackman, you have to watch this. The world's a crazy place right now with a lot of bad things. This video makes it better. And all I'm going to say, as Ryan Reynolds says, is that the chair from my office? Watch the video and you'll understand why that's so hysterical. Passing it back to you about some news about the Winter Soldier.
Oh my, the Winter Soldier has returned to Hydra in the comics. Once again, he's Hydra's pawn. Oh man.
And make sure you go to screenrant.com to check that out. And we want you all these different channels, which I've been very bad at naming. Comic Book, who brought us Scooby-Doo, as well as BBC, who brought us Miss Marvel. Love that BBC is covering that. Superman over there with Henry. That was comicbook.com, comicbook.com. Again, the reason we're doing this with all these different sites is we want to support these people who are supporting comic books. Digital Spy covering comic books helps us continue to get press. Isn't that so important, Michael?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I saw that BBC was covering Miss Marvel. Wow. That's awesome. We're getting to be seen across the world market now. The comic books are coming up to be seen as a viable media.
And if I see a different site covering it, I do try to get different sites' take on it. I like comicbook.com. I've been getting news from them all the time, but I want to show how many different sites actually are covering things that we love. And that's why we encourage you to go read the articles. Someone put time into it and definitely help support and keep them going so we can continue to get the news that we get from them. And we also have, we talked about this yesterday. This came out in June, so I did some research about this character. I don't know how no one noticed this in June. June happened to be a weird month for me, as we were trying to revamp the news at that point. I had just wrapped up in May all the panels I had done, and we were redoing the news, and it began to become what it is today. So a lot of the things I wound up missing, so we weren't covering mainstream like we are now. I love everyone has given us a thank you, by the way, for all the feedback. Everyone loves the new format.
Awesome.
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Thank you.
There you go. Yep.
And then he does when I don't know what this is, Nita. He says he does when he's not sick.
I'm not sure. That's coming from the other room. So
yeah, I'm not sure, Nita. Maybe you sound like Morgan Freeman.
Maybe so. Maybe that's what she's talking about. I doubt that. But
yeah, I think she's saying you have a little bit of a cold today, so you can't pull it off.
yeah, my allergies are just kind of messing with me today. So
there we go. So we're going to hold you to that. When your allergies aren't doing it, we expect.
Oh no, I'm going to have to practice in the mirror or on the radio now.
And Comic Book Black Belt says, "Hey guys, getting over all Nighter marketing. Thanks to everyone who backed and supported. Russ, by the way, we just promoted the fact that you have stretch goals. Michael did an amazing job of explaining all of them as best he could with your beautiful art image for all the different things. And I hope you get to that. What was it? 20,000 pounds goal, right?
20,000 pounds. Yep.
So yeah,
I'm interested in that one, man. I'm telling you.
Oops. Comic Speed apparently is not there right now. Okay. I guess we'll check in with DC. Oh, I have it on the other page. Darn. I hate when we can't get a connection. Come on. Show it to me. Oh, maybe. Here we go. Nope. All right. So here we go. This is from Comics Beat, which we don't get to cover a lot, but they had this back in June. So this is the way that character looks from what we were talking about yesterday. Really exciting. I think I'm going to go out and try to get this comic book and try to find where she's at. They talk about her, but they don't actually talk about where I can get this book yet. So
I like the character design on it. The colors and everything really pop. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like an amazing character, and they have a great interview here that you guys got to check. And obviously, she's wearing a wig there, but she has all her different powers with the different colors that she has. So I thought it was so cool. I can't wait to see more about this. So we'll be following that as well. This is something I don't think we talked about yesterday. It fell off the news truck yesterday, so we put it in today. And I'm going to let Michael take this one.
Oh, Gillian Anderson stars in her own comic book to raise money for a good cause. Gillian Anderson gets her James Bond on in 55. Okay. Well, I hope she's not. I wonder if she's going to be investigating. I hope aliens or mysterious things.
Well, she's a spy, and they're trying to raise money for myelofibrosis. Network. So it might be like what you said. It's a condition that causes tumors to grow on nervous systems, and currently there is no known prevention or cure. And I'm sure that causes nothing but pain as someone who has nerve damage in their back. I'll tell you, it's not fun. So I love the fact she's donating the proceeds, the profits, obviously, to that. So that's amazing. So we're being told that you do have a Morgan Friedman.
Okay.
We're going to expect that in future things.
Oh my.
Russ says you guys are great. Thanks. And look, Russ, when you give us something amazing to talk about, it's not hard to talk about it at all. And for you guys that don't know, we've begun to put in our comics newswire down here. So the cool thing about this is, while it looks like all the stories we covered today, if you guys come back and look at this a week from now, all the stories will have been updated because this is our live Twitter feed. One of the new things that we get with this. So if you ever just happened upon this a few weeks later and you're watching this video and you go to this room, you can now see what we're up to in the future. All right, guys. Sons of Gods, definitely something you guys should back. Rumble Kings just came out, and this is some news from yesterday, including the Conan information. Remember to be kind and share. Check out geeksetter.com, and if you have an email to send us, please do so at COMiX, COMiX, newswire @yahoo.com. And surprisingly, for one rare time, we actually have 14 extra minutes.
Oh.
So I think one of the things we'll do is we'll open up for anyone to join us for the last few minutes. And I think what we're also going to do is take a look at a Kickstarter. So let's make it interesting. And I'm putting in the StreamYard link. So if you're watching now, you can join us. All right, so here we go, crowdfunding. Let's see. You guys can tell me what you want to watch, Michael. Do you want to watch something about a Gold Age comic? Do you want to watch?
Let's see.
Let's do Decisions, since
Yes,
Mark.
I've seen that. I've seen it. I haven't seen the video for it though. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, well, he made a comment, so he wins. He gets some promotion today. So here we go, Martin. This one's for you.
Hello, I'm Martin Piero, and welcome to the Kickstarter for Decisions, a minor variation. Decisions, a minor variation, is a one-shot comic that features two supernatural slice-of-life tales with an edge. Each story deals with people facing the harsh realities of life. The first story, a hero train a coming, finds a man ready to give up on his dreams and his very life. The second, My Brother's Keeper, deals with the tragic death of a young man as all fingers point to the bad influences of his friends. His brother soon discovers the truth. Both stories feature the ethereal guides from the previous Decisions one-shots, who take our characters on a journey that allows them to discover the truth of their situations. The stories featured in Decisions, a minor variation, are both written by me. My first time solo authoring a comic in years. It was a rewarding experience writing these deep, meaningful stories. The process was made even more enjoyable with the addition of the artistic talents of Fred San Oliveira and Michael Dorman, who truly understood the depth I was seeking in these tales and brought them to life masterfully. There are 3 covers currently for this issue. Cover A by Oscar Pinto, and then the variants by the book's artist, each one depicting a different aspect of the story within. As I launch this Kickstarter, most of the work is done on this issue. All that remains is about half of the coloring and the lettering. I'm looking for your support to help us finish this project and bring it to market. Now, if we do reach our funding goal ahead of the ending date of October 10th, we have some pretty incredible stretch goals planned. But let's not put the cart before the horse. No, we didn't stack this project with too many reward tiers, didn't want to get it too confusing, but I think you'll find plenty to choose from, including tiers that feature not only this Decisions one-shot, but also the one that came before it, Decisions, The Faces of the Stranger. One of the best values is the $38 tier that features all 3 covers plus the previous issue. That's 4 comics. Also, this tier will feature all of the stretch goal rewards should they become unlocked. I'm sure you'll find a reward tier that will appeal to your taste and budget. Now, creating this comic, it's been a personal journey for me, and I look forward to sharing the final product with you. Thank you, and as always, stay cosmic.
So what do you think?
I like that Twilight Zone vibe it has to it with that music behind it. Definitely, I think there's definitely a market for it. It looks very interesting, and his presentation of it just kind of pulls me into it right there.
You know that who said it this week? Someone had said that Jameis had said it sounded like he was doing Rod Sterling from the
Twilight Zone. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. So we have we were told by John, check it out. John said to check out the Twitter. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go check out the Twitter. This is I'm not going to show the comment because it has his email address, and I don't want anyone sending him any weird emails. But in the comment said the comic is junior higher horrors, as it was seen on ABC as the first to use the open dyslexic font. And for those who don't know about dyslexic font, it's a font that supposedly helps dyslexic people. And I only started to learn about dyslexic font. I'm dyslexic because I ran into a Harvard, no kidding, teacher who was interested in one of my books and noticed that what I was doing and asked if I was dyslexic. When I told him yes, he had explained something. So it made me suddenly very aware of the fact that I was lettering for myself and not anyone else. So here's some information that's interesting about it if you guys are actually curious about it, about how it helps.
I've never heard of that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's pretty exciting. I appreciate John for sharing it. And what we're going to do is we're going to reach out to this creator and invite him on the show live right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to get him in here. Oops. Sorry. Bring that up. But yeah, dyslexic font is definitely something that is going to change a lot of kids. A lot of people are having.
That's great. That's definitely we are definitely living in the future now.
Nope, that's not working the way I wanted it to. How do you? This is embarrassing. This is how little I actually do this. How do you comment here? I'm not big on Twitter, guys. I know I'm having like what you would call a boomer moment, but I swear it's not a boomer moment. We'll give this love, and there we go. I'll put it here.
Apparently the dyslexia font we homeschool, and one of the things my wife has just let me know that dyslexia font would help my daughters learn how to read.
Oh, there we go. That's yeah. Does she have dyslexia?
My oldest does.
Yeah.
And perhaps my youngest also.
I'll tell you, I was 12 or 13 before they discovered it. I think I was 12. 12 before they did it. And by the time they did it, the answer was, we don't know how to fix it. It's been so long.
Oh, man.
He's going to have to learn to adjust on his own. There's not much because he's learned the hard way how to do. And at that point, I was learning to read with a comic book and a dictionary. John, you're awesome for sharing this with us. Hopefully we can connect with this great creator here. I'm trying to see, do they have photos on Twitter? I am with Twitter.
Yeah, I think it's well, there you go. See, I don't know either. So
yeah, I'm and it's not that I hate Twitter. It's I'm used to using it as an app, not on the actual computer.
Right.
So it looks like he had an Indiegogo. Junior high. So let's see if we can go to Indiegogo since we got a couple minutes. We're going to do some investigative journalism right now. In front of you, make sure that you get your copy of The Sons of God.
Hey.
And by the way, yes, my in-demand campaign ended for Cat Dad and Super Bowl.
I got in there real quick. I got in there at the last minute too.
Yeah, I actually have to send your copy. I'm sure we're trying to figure it out because it's left my brand and it's gone over to Scout now. It's no longer part of Hybrids or the Advocate Comics.
Well, congratulations on that too, by the way. That was awesome to hear.
Well, that's Bobby Gregory who gets all
right.
He's a good-looking guy. That guy.
So I hear.
So what was the name of it? I'm like a little kid. Junior
Children's Hospital. Yep.
And I'm going to spell it wrong. You're all going to make fun of me. It's going to be my horror, right? See, look.
There you go. Look, I do that all the time. You'll see me comment on something. From now on, TGE means the. So.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, look, he was actually on ABC. This is kind of badass.
Oh.
I like this. I hope that he goes back. I hope he tries again, and I hope we can help him get funded. Luckily, he had a flexible goal, so he was actually able to raise this, but I never knew about this. Thank you, John, for showing it to us. And he also says that he has an Instagram, too. See, the one problem is that in here, it's actually hard to copy and paste these things. So, John, can you send it to me through... Well, let me see. Maybe I can get it on my phone. I got it on my phone, so hold on. I'm actually going to use some magic. See, I'm not a boomer. I actually know how to do things, guys. I'm going to use AirDrop. I just don't know Twitter. That's all it is. All right, we got the AirDrop, and we're going to check out some of his Instagram. And then we're going to wrap up the show because I just realized now we're running tight on time.
Hey, that's an investigative reporting right there.
I know. You guys got to watch it happen. All right, so we got people upset about, oh, wait, this is political. We're not going to talk politics. We're going to get into his comics. All right, so here we go. So he's got an Instagram that you guys can follow. I'm going to put it here. And I'm trying to see. Instagram X funny, too, on this. Usually you can scroll more. So here we go. This is something about ninjas.
Oh.
And this is in store at keenspotshop.com.
Okay. Like Ian Malcolm said, it'll find a way. So.
Yeah. And here's some art from it right here. And this is the January 2021. They are back. So this will be coming in January 2021.
Oh, all right.
And that's right. Junior Horror, Strange Things, an obvious parody is coming. And even includes a story of Nancy going to the dentist. Oh, my.
Oh.
I never did any of that Strangest Things, so I'm probably missing the joke.
I'm not. I've watched it, but I'm not sure if the dentist thing is something. But I do recognize the poster.
Oh, the
parody there.
Me, no matter what.
Yeah, I talk about a childhood horror. Golly.
Oh, I know that they were talking on the Cat Dad and Supermom team that they were going to make a dentist supervillain. Sorry, dentists, you're just scary as hell, especially when you grow up and you hit a nerve and someone can't chew for days and they're a hungry person and they like to eat. Yeah, you bastards.
Yeah.
But we love dentists. We kid the dentists. No, we don't. We keep them away from me. All right, we're out of here. Michael, tell them where they can find you and tell them about that Kickstarter one last time.
All right. You can always find me over on Facebook at C. Michael Lanning. Again, Twitter is C. Michael Lanning. Drop the G, add a 2. I also like to stream on Silverline Comics on Wednesday night. They have a stream on Sunday nights. And if speaking of Silverline Comics, that Kickstarter is about 30 hours till it closes. We want to try to get some more of those stretch goals in there. We are fully funded. So go over there, check us out at Silverline.
And I just put that link in the chat room for everyone to see. Listen, guys, it's been a great week. I do want to end the program. I know things are getting weird out there. We're in an election cycle. There's always going to be some news or something like that. Look, I'm not going to tell you not to have an opinion. I'm really not. And I'll take Michael out of this picture because these are my views. Remember the whole beginning of the view, the warning. This is just my view. You don't have to agree with each other. You can dislike things, but try to be civil. Don't celebrate anything that you wouldn't want someone to celebrate about your family member or about yourself. Tragedy is still tragedy. Loss is still loss, even if you don't agree with the person. This has been a difficult year. Let's not make it more difficult by becoming what we hate. You can't say that you hate something and then act just like it. That is you being part of the problem that you profess to hate. The point is, just be the good person you are. Dedicate yourself to not crossing that line and being a person that you want to be. Being someone you could be proud of, because that's your job. Be part of the solution, not the problem. Support other people, and not just on Kickstarter, but in real life, and being able to listen to them. believe it or not, listening to a person is supporting them. I want to thank Michael for being on the show today as my co-anchor. He did a great job as always. And that's it, guys. We will see you on Sunday for the Sunday comic brunch. Now with Weekended.
Right.
We're out. And here comes that fancy video.